Um, Good afternoon, good morning, or whatever time it is that you're watching this video. I'm Colonel W. Maria Bochat, Spartan 6, the commander of 48th Chem Brigade. And here with me today, I've got Lieutenant Lund, and I have Specialist Almaraz, and we're going to answer a couple questions and give you testimonials on why we chose to be CBRN professionals and why we continue to serve. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen a lot of videos on why you want to become a 74, a CBRN specialist or CBRN officer on the internet. What we wanted to do was give you some personal testimonies on how we're thinking about our service and characterizing what we do and why we serve. So hopefully this gives you another level or a layer of why you should consider being a CBRN specialist or an officer. So we're going to start by asking a couple of questions. So Lieutenant Lund, I want to ask you a question. Why did you become a CBRN officer, and why do you continue to serve?
Ma'am, the reason I chose and still continue to serve is I come from a family that the military has always been huge in. Father served, grandfather, many family members, and I want to do something like they did that is greater than me and serve this country and follow in their footsteps. Serving in the CBRN world, I've gotten a lot of different opportunities that I never thought I would get coming into it. As a second lieutenant, I was able to go straight down to soldiers and be a platoon leader for a mounted reconnaissance and get to be on the MBCRV and work with those soldiers. I think as a lieutenant, that has been one of my favorite things, is being with soldiers and being around them and being able to help them and learn from them, and learning that you don't know everything. You're coming in here brand new, and those soldiers can teach you things that you never thought you would learn.
And what's your degree in?
My degree is in biology, ma'am.
Okay. And there's other options, right, and jobs that you could have done. So you tell me, what is the real reason that you enjoy being in the Army and being able to apply your degree?
The Army has many opportunities, and what I've liked so far is I've been able to look back on my degree to understand the technical side of the chemical core and be able to apply that to when we are gathering samples that are chemical, biological, or nerve agents or things like that, to understand how these affect emission and how we can be affected by them if we don't do the proper procedures and things like that.
My soldiers that I have the opportunity of working with right now. So Specialist Almaraz, why did you choose to serve?
Well, man, there's a bunch of reasons I chose to serve, but the main reason was I wanted a structure. So I found myself not having a lot of structure before I joined, and what I wanted to do with that. But along with the structure, I wanted to educate myself and learn more about what I'm interested in and earn a degree. As long as that, I wanted new challenges, and I know the Army brings a lot of new challenges to young soldiers and a lot of leadership skills. With leadership skills, there's also new experiences, because I know the Army sends you everywhere in the world, and those are the main reasons I joined the Army. Yeah.
Okay, so being that soldier, being that specialist in the CBRN world, what do you look for in your leadership, those platoon leaders you'll be working with and everything?
First, ma'am, I look for a leader to be trustworthy, someone I can always talk to and be open with. I look for a leader to be fair, not favoring others, and making sure everyone is taken care of. And lastly, I look for someone who's able to lead from the front and lead by example. That way I can imitate them and take their good points and make them mine.
So if you look on especially our media site or maybe the CBRN school site, you've seen a lot of short videos explaining the equipment and some of the life as a 74. And I wanted to give you some of my experiences growing up. I was formerly military intelligence and was actually in a personal environment where I didn't understand the effects of CBRN on the battlefield and on myself, and I felt like I wanted to get more educated on that and never feel that helpless again. So as a 74, there are many things that you can do. You've probably seen some of them, you probably have opinions, or you've heard other stories. 48th Chem is the only active duty brigade, and we have fellow Reserve and National Guard Chemical Brigades also. Within my formation, our formation, we have Lieutenant Taylor that you're going to hear from, or you have heard from, And so we've got Recce Platoon, that's what the translation is at the BCTs. You've got HR, hazardous response companies and platoons. You've got CRTs, so sea burn response teams. And then we also have a whole cast to include a staff of personnel at the brigade and lower that make sure that we can accomplish those missions. We have the traditional large-scale ground combat operations that we can support. And we can also be part of the counter WMD fight in different areas. It could range anything from sampling to, getting information and processing that for the commander. So if you're not in 48th, hopefully you make it here, but if you're not in 48th, you still have a pivotal role in supporting that commander, whatever level you're at, whatever level 74 you're at also, to provide information and make decisions properly as a commander. You have to have your expertise and give them information on this is what I think is going on and make recommendations. One of the good things about being 74, I haven't always been in a chemical brigade. That'd be very difficult to do through a whole career. But the experiences that I had when I was supporting, for example, 1st Cav, or when I was up at OSD, or when I found myself in Afghanistan working with CJAT of 435 have helped a lot. And in the Chemical Corps, you can go support all those different types of units, be a part of them, learn how they work, and it only makes you that much better and more technically proficient because you understand what you need to provide for that commander. So lots of opportunities. Many of you, especially when you get branch detail, will be able to be a part of the chemical experience, and then you'll transition, and that's because of the force structure of the Army. But don't get distraught. We have opportunities where you can be a platoon leader. A platoon leader is a platoon leader is a platoon leader. You're dealing with soldiers, and you'll be able to get the technical piece, and that will help you. If you're a company commander and you have to transition after that, company commander is a company commander is a company commander. It's all about soldiers and making sure that you can accomplish the mission. So in synopsis, 74 gives you a lot of options. I talked about counter WMD, I talked about some of the other experiences I had and how important it is. And I think with what's going on in COVID, there'll probably be some implications that come out of that. It's a great time to be a 74, and I hope you join.